McDonald's is famous for being the same all over the globe. Whether you're in Brisbane, Barcelona, or Bangkok, your Big Mac and fries will basically taste the same. Although you might get an extra human tooth with your fries in Osaka. However, the total experience can vary a bit, even within driving distance. I was curious to see how different are the worst rated McDonald's and the highest rated McDonald's near me. So I fired up Google Maps and found a McDonald's with a 1.9 star rating and another one with a 3.9 star rating. And I want to find out, are these differences noticeable? The lowest ranked McDonald's I found, which I won't name, got a fairly concerning 1.9 stars on Google. It is ranked a little bit higher these days. The main complaints seem to be messed up orders, long wait times, and in one case, someone got milk in their green tea. This store is located about 40 minutes north of Brisbane CBD, and I stopped there on a way to the Sunshine Coast with Food Satchel a few weeks ago. The store itself has an impressive facade, but there are some faults upon closer inspection. This McDonald's did have an unusual layout. The kitchen was very deep and kind of to the side of the main serving area, rather than directly behind it, which is, normally the case. The toilet was clean enough if you ignore the mop in the middle of the room, and the taps did work despite being kind of wonky. The front counter seemed completely unstaffed, so I ordered from the kiosks, which are located right in the center of the serving area rather than discreetly to the side. I got the McSmart Wheel with a sundae, as well as Food Satchel's usual order of a cheeseburger Happy Meal with extra nuggets. I figure this represents a pretty decent cross-section of the McDonald's menu at a reasonable price. The meal was prepared fairly quickly, however, I did have to wait a while for the drinks. Maybe this is because the drink fountain was located, again, off to the side rather than behind the front counter. I almost left the store before realizing I didn't get a spoon with my sundae, so I did have to go back and get the spoon, which again took a bit of a while to get someone's attention from the front counter. Back in the car, I started on the meal before realizing they had forgotten my chips. Another trip inside and another wait at the counter, but I did get a free upgrade to a medium chips. I could have gotten a large, but I thought I'd just get a medium.
Just medium's fine. Yeah, medium. Thanks.
The staff were nice enough, but they did seem slightly unfocused. To be honest, I think they were a little bit understaffed. So how was the food? The Coke and the sundae don't really vary much between stores, and they were completely fine. The chips were particularly good, hot and salted to perfection. The cheeseburger was made correctly, but it did seem a little bit old. Not inedible, just not the piping hot perfection that it could have been. Food Satchel had no complaints about his meal, however, he refused to go into any more detail than that. In fact, he declined to take part in this project any further. Unfortunately, it wasn't until we were 15 minutes away from the store that we realized that Food Satchel didn't receive the sweet and sour sauce for his nuggets. So that makes three things that they forgot: the spoon, the chips, and the sweet and sour sauce. A bit disappointing. So using Google's ranking of food, service, and atmosphere, I have to give this McDonald's a 3 for the food, a 2 for the service, and a 3 for the atmosphere, giving it an overall ranking of 2.6. I can't explain it, but there was this odd sense of dread within the store. It was quite odd. Maybe it was the constant alarms, maybe it was the 4 pillars of the self-order kiosks in the middle of the store that kind of made the whole place a little bit cold and uninviting. And also, the front counter was basically unstaffed, so I, had to stand there awkwardly to get anyone's attention for the 2 times that I needed to come back for something. Maybe all McDonald's stores are like this at 2 p.m. The staff also seemed a bit pressed and overworked. Like I said, maybe they were a bit understaffed. So what was the story at the 3.9 star rated McDonald's? Let's check it out. This store is located about 30 minutes south of Brisbane in a BP service centre. As such, it's not fully comparable to its freestanding counterparts. They don't have a drive-through, and their toilet facilities, which include a washing machine, are looked after by centre management, not McDonald's. It's probably one of the few McDonald's in Australia where you can buy a Hasbulla air freshener. This unique situation is reflected in the Google reviews, where some people have left reviews for the centre itself rather than the McDonald's specifically. Most comments, however, praise the attentive staff and acceptable product. This guy, on the other hand, does criticize it for just being a McDonald's. Thanks, Frederick. That's really helpful. The ordering kiosks are discreetly located on a side wall to the left of the counter. I ordered a McSmart meal again, this time with McNuggets for the side and an additional 50-cent cone. I didn't have to wait very long for my order at all.
152.
I did unfortunately shatter the thin wafer of the ice cream cone trying to force it into its little holder, so I ate that first. The portion was generous and the soft serve was as good as it has ever been. It unfortunately fell over when I put it back in the holder thing. I do take full responsibility for these ice cream mishaps, and I probably could have gotten a replacement if I really pressed the issue, so I won't count this against them. It was my fault. The rest of the order was complete and correct. The nuggets were serviceable, the chips were hot, fresh, and seasoned to perfection, and the Coke No Sugar was crisp and refreshing. The cheeseburger actually was one of the best cheeseburgers I've had for some time. The ketchup to meat to pickle proportions were perfect. It was hot, cheesy, and delicious. It made me feel like I was 8 years old again. For the ratings, I'm going to compare it to other McDonald's and not restaurants in general. So for food, I have to give it a 5. I do not see how the food could have been any better. It really was faultless. Service and atmosphere, also a 5. Again, this is compared to other McDonald's, not restaurants in general. This probably has one of the best views in any McDonald's in all of Queensland. If you like pastoral surroundings, you can even enjoy your meal outside with a 180-degree view of a paddock under the watchful eye of a weather radar. So to me, there really was a stark difference between the 1.9 and 3.9 rated McDonald's. But I do think the 3.9 star McDonald's does have some advantages over other McDonald's that simply cannot be replicated elsewhere. The main one being its hugely advantageous location. As noted, it doesn't have to worry about customer facilities beyond the kiosks. They might have to clean the dining area, but I'm pretty sure that's center management's responsibility. As I said, the store is surrounded by farmland, but also an industrial area and the Pacific Highway. While 150,000 vehicles do pass by this McDonald's every single day, there are very few people for whom this is the closest McDonald's to them. I was curious, how many delivery orders does this store actually receive?
I was wondering, do you get many Uber orders here? Like Uber Eats?
Not a crazy.
Yeah, I was wondering about this area.
So without having to worry about drive-through, delivery, and certain freestanding McDonald's maintenance issues, this store is free to maximize the in-store experience. Another look at the 1.9 star rated McDonald's shows that most of the issues are related to messed up orders and slow delivery times, an issue that the higher ranked McDonald's is less likely to encounter. I do also suspect that this McDonald's is a pit stop for people on a longer journey, meaning they are more likely to eat in-store. This means that any mixed up orders are remedied much faster than if they had gotten takeaway. At the end of the day, both stores offered a meal of reasonable quality at a decent price. They do show different ends of the spectrum of quality, but it's not a particularly wide spectrum. The higher ranked store does have some material advantages over the lower ranked stores, but they use this to their advantage rather than slack off because the customers have a lot fewer options. Let's celebrate the win and congratulate the store on getting a 3.9 star Google rating, which is the highest ranked store within 2 hours drive of Brisbane CBD, I'm pretty sure. If you know of a McDonald's with a higher rating, or indeed a McDonald's with a rating lower than 1.9 stars, let us know about it in the comments and let us know if you've had any experience with either of those stores. I would love to hear your contributions. Anyway, many thanks for supporting local, hard-hitting journalism. I do like investigating these arcane sort of fast food adjacent things. If you have any ideas, tips, or suggestions, then leave them in the comments box as well. But anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Many thanks for watching. I will catch you later. Cheers.